identify who have migrated from that town, like you, to London School or to US, to everywhere, collect the data, talk to them and ask them to invest. We do that, actually we do that. Huh? We have launched one concept called non-resident villager movement, because practically every Indian is NRV. Either from father side or mother side, you have a root somewhere or the other, do something for that village and India will be changed India. And a person, a small entrepreneur like Pradeep Lokhande is instrumental in installing 28,000 computers in 20,000 schools in 7 states of this country. आप मुझे बताइए, एक कंप्यूटर इकडे एका एमपीनी 20-25 कंप्यूटर लावले होते, ते इन्फोसिस पासून विप्रो पासून सगळ्या लोकांनी फुल पेज ऍड दिले होते. It is possible, friend. It is possible. There are a lot of people who want to do lot of good things, but they don't know whom to talk to. कारण ह्या देशातले सगळे नालायक लोक आहेत असा समज झालेला आहे. Another example I will give you. Every day we are opening 2 libraries. Every day. In small villages. In Solapur, we have opened around 70 libraries in small villages. And it is a public participation program. I am not a celebrity, but we every day we are opening. And believe me friends, in next 10 days, we are going to open 35 libraries every day for next 50 days. We are going to do a world record. Guinness Book of World Record, installing 1800 libraries in small villages in just 49 days. It is possible in this country. Just you have to go to people, tell them the story. पण आपण मराठी माणूस जरा गडबड आहे, 2 वेळा बोललो तिसऱ्याला नाही जाणार तुझ्या आईला. ही गडबड आहे.
No, excellent session, Pradeep. Really enjoyed it. My question is this: to succeed in a rural business, do you believe that the entrepreneur must have a rural background himself or herself?
Not at all. Because you go to any village of this country, as soon as you will get down from a vehicle, you will find 3-4 young youth around you. Probably you will speak in local language and they will speak with in English. Murder करतात त्याचा. नाही, what? So. Don't think that कि I don't know the dialect of that area, I don't know the local language. No issue at all.
Okay, that's actually
it's a good thing. Please, my humble request to all of you, travel 2-3 villages and understand.
Because if somebody is from a completely urban background, born and brought up in cities, entrepreneurs rely a lot on the gut feel. And do you think that they can have the gut feel to succeed in rural areas?
But you have to some pulse of it. You have to understand little bit of it, that nadi, and then you can take a call.
Thank you.
Very inspiring talk. Thank you. You mentioned something about customization. So, do you think that every district or every village in India or Maharashtra needs a customized solution for that area? You know, it might be anywhere, like Ghadi detergent. Do you think that is a necessity?
No. There is an issue in this country. Every 200 kilometers, the different attitude and aptitude. Every 200, that is true. In India, there are, as I told you, 600 districts. But it is depend on the product. If it is a mobile, if it is a DTH, then customization is not required, because we have to give him at par what is happening in the world. But if you have a tractor, probably customized, because the land in Rajasthan is different than the land in Uttar Pradesh. And the person who uses tractor in Rajasthan use for agriculture only 45% and 55% for infrastructural activity. So accordingly you have to take a call.
But mobile plans, for example, Vidarbha might require different mobile plans. The mobile as a handset won't differ, but what about the plans? Do you think that will require customization?
They spend more money on VAS than UNB, probably. Because we have done one study. There is one organization called On Mobile. I think it's an offshoot of Infosys only. They create all this and sell it to all these service providers. So we have पिक्चरची गाणी सगळ्यात जास्त डाउनलोड केली जातात या देशात. भविष्य बघितलं जातं, इंग्लिश शब्द शिकले जातात. They spend between 30 rupees to 150 rupees every month on value-added services. So don't underestimate.
Just one question out of curiosity. You have gone through so many villages, through states and through the whole country. But my question is in a slightly different context.
Yeah,
we have heard a lot about villages in the media, of them being oppressed and all that. But this is slowly changing and dramatically, you said. Where is this whole spending power, this renewed spending power coming from in the villages, apart from agriculture?
It is agriculture only, no? Apart from agriculture, how it is apart from agriculture? Agriculture, let me tell you how money is. One, if you are around Pune and all these big towns, the land cost, that is one. But I am not discussing that. I am not about the fringe villages of this country. But I am talking about, now if you take MSP, minimum support price, the cost of any produce in 1994 and the cost of any produce today, there is minimum 600% to 1600% growth. Means farmer gets some money or the other. Forget there are middlemen, there are a lot of issues. There are a lot of issues, I know that. But in spite of that, he gets some money. That is one. And because of communication and education, he has started buying the products. Because in the family, somebody will buy a shampoo, somebody will buy a coconut oil, somebody will buy a mobile, somebody will buy a shoes, somebody. So there is a huge market.
So basically what you are saying is that he is now willing to spend more than before.
Yes, he is. That's why, as I told you, take any segment of this country, market share of rural India is more than urban India. And I am 100% sure of it.
So I think it was a very, very inspiring session. Even if, as I said, most of us are in IT, and I think we're a country of 1 billion. I think we should go to the rural. We should do our bit wherever we, find our roots. Go to the rural. I think what we have taken away from this session today is probably value and consistency and humility. I think that's what drives, and relationships. I think that's what drives rural India and prosperity for India overall. So I would like to thank Mr. Pradeep Lokhande for his invaluable insights about rural India, and I hope we get to hear him at TIE for more such sessions. I don't know how, but I hope it will be possible.
I was in Nagpur. Somebody was there in Nagpur. And there were 600 people. And they were not asking me to stop. Go on.
Yeah, I wish we could go on today. So we would also like to thank Mr. Manish Bhandari for facilitating this session, and to Mr. Ravi Raj for starting off the welcome speech. Of course, I would like to thank all of you all to be here. All of you all probably came here because you wanted to do something in the rural sector, maybe for profit, maybe not for profit. But the change is required. So I would like to thank you all for being here, and I hope the movement spreads and you spread the word to be in rural India. So I would like to also thank the charter members, the volunteers, and the entire TIE Pune team. They put in a lot of hard work, coordinating and inviting. As you know, we get a lot of mails inviting and reminding us of the invites. They do a lot of hard work. I think they deserve a round of applause though. Thank you.